His personal story is a saga of chaos and tragedy that would have broken most men. But my guest is a survivor, a winner. He's a superstar in more ways than simply on the screen. Sanjay Dutt.
Speak to me so I can see your soul.
Hi, Sanju.
Hi,
Can I tell you that you're looking absolutely smashing?
thank you.
We've been planning this now for 9 years.
Yes.
And every time I invited you, there was always some new crisis in your life.
Absolutely.
But anyway, I'm so happy to have you now in front of me.
I'm very happy to.
Is the Hazri still on at the courts?
Yeah, it's yet on and it's coming to an end hopefully now.
Every day do you go there?
No, I don't have to go every day. I go once a month now.
And now how many years is it since you've been trying to fight for your innocence?
It's been 13 years now. I think the judgment is on and God willing, I will get my freedom one day.
Yes, God willing. But do you ever wonder at this strange fate that makes you go through one ordeal after another?
Maybe I'm the chosen one. I mean, I know it's been tough for me in my life, and I keep coming out of it, and God is great, and He's there to help me.
But has there ever been a time in your life, a phase in your life when there have been no problems?
I really don't remember. It's right from the drug phase to mom's illness to Richa's death. I don't know. It just keeps going on and on.
So there has been no phase when you have had complete peace?
No, I've always faced something.
It all started in school, didn't it?
In school, I was in a boarding school.
I'll show you what your father said.
But I think the problem started when we sent him to a boarding school. We don't know whether there's something missing from our side, something that we didn't know that's happening to the kid.
Yeah. But do you think he got influenced into that drug phase from his boarding school?
I came to know after the death of my wife that he has a big problem. I think the people must be hiding or something like that, because I never knew, because I was so much involved in my work,
But did Nargis know about it?
She never told me.
I think she kind of knew, but
She
didn't
wanted
want
to
accept it.
She didn't want to accept it.
When she went away, I think he was feeling very lonely because there was nobody to share,
It wasn't loneliness.
Actually, you see, when you send a child to a boarding school, he gets independent really quick. He's responsible for his shoes, his bed, his locker. He's responsible to get up early in the morning. So what happens is that responsibilities are thrown on a child really quick in a boarding school. So when he gets back home, he feels that I am responsible. Why are my parents telling me to do this and that and stuff? And then you start rebelling, I feel. And I think that's what happened.
But where did the actual taking of drugs begin?
That's when I came back and I joined college.
In college?
It was just the in thing at that time, so somebody just said try it, and I tried it, and that was it for 9 years of my life.
But tell me, is there a particular kind of person who can get addicted, or could that happen to anyone?
It can happen to anybody. Actually, they say that 1 out of every 10 person is an addict. It may be drugs, it may be
Anything?
eating, it can be gambling, alcohol. So I was one of the 10, and it's an illness. But it cannot be cured, it can be suppressed. As for me, if I even try it once now, it'll be like going back 22 years.
But living in the same house, how could you hide it from your family?
My family has never faced anybody with a drug problem. I used to be always in my own world, and they used to just wonder that what's happening till the time they started finding bits of, say, cocaine or heroin or, marijuana and stuff. And that's how they got aware of it. But it's incredible how Dad, he never hid the fact that, people hide it from society because it's a drug addict is rejected. But he called all my producers and he said that, see, my son is on drugs. I'm telling you beforehand, before you sign him, so you decide, so that you guys don't blame me.
What were you on? What were you taking? Was it needles or pills? Or?
I did everything possible. Whatever drug is there in the books I've done. But I preferred cocaine and heroin So I did a lot of cocaine and heroin.
And that's something you sniff, right?
You sniff cocaine, you smoke heroin, you can inject it.
So did you do the injections as well?
The last year before I went to treatment, I did that.
Where could you do it in the house?
Half the time I used to be in the loo, hiding,
And nobody suspected.
they did. Till the time, I went up to Dad one morning and said, "Okay, I'm dying, and I want you to help me." And so he says, "Okay," and he put me into Breach Candy Hospital. I was there for 21 days, and he flew me straight to America after that.
What made you feel that you were dying?
You know what happened actually was that I had taken heroin and stuff like that, and I went to sleep, and I woke up hungry. It was early in the morning, so I told my servant, I said, "Get me something to eat." So he started crying, and he said that you woken up after 2 days. So I said, "No." He says, "Yeah, 2 days ago you went to sleep, and the house has gone crazy. People are worried." And I said, "What?" So I looked at myself in the mirror, and I had this, drug puffiness, and I knew I'm going to die. So I went and told Dad, I need help.
I don't know if you remember this, but I came to your house when your mother had just been brought back from America. She'd been very ill. She was very weak and very frail, and she'd become dark with chemotherapy. And she was like moaning and whimpering. And you were there, cradling her in your arms like she was your baby. And you were crooning to her and saying love words to her and kissing her on her face and on her forehead. And I can't forget that picture. Do you remember that?
I do, yes.
Because there were phases of your life you don't remember.
I do remember, and it's so miraculous. What children can do to parents.
Yeah.
Because I was on drugs, Mom was in a coma in New York, and when she woke up from the coma, the first thing she asked was for me.
Yeah.
And Dad had to immediately fly me down, and he told her that I've gone to Washington. And I was driven straight from the airport to the hospital, and he made me stand outside her room, and he says that I've got a surprise for you. And she used to be really cranky with Dad, so she fired him, whatever, this, that. And he called me, and I'm telling you, her color changed when she saw me. I can't ever forget that.
After you've come out of rehab, have you had to fight the desire?
There was a time where it's so surprising because nobody was told that I was coming back after 2 years. And I landed, and in the morning the servant said, "There's somebody come to meet you." And I went, and it was my drug peddler. And I just told him, I said, "How did you know I came?" He says, "Just knew." And he said, "I've got some new stuff for you, you can keep it." And it was that 1 second I had to decide. Either I take it or I tell him to get lost. And I chose to tell him to get lost. And that day I knew that I'd won that battle. I've had many, many opportunities.
Yeah.
Just don't want to get back into that 9 years of hell. And I was living like a rat. I was living in one dark room, or I was in a bathroom, or I was hiding. I never saw the world. And that's what they teach you in rehab. A better high out there than just being in your room and doing chemical stuff.
So at the age of 24, you restarted your life.
Actually, when I finished my treatment, I told Dad that whatever little money I had in the bank, I wanted it transferred to America. I'd met this guy in rehab. His name was Bill. Very, very rich man. I went to Austin, Texas with him, and they've got this ranch. So he and me were getting into a partnership to raise longhorn cattle and sell beef. And my father came, and he says, "Okay, son, I can understand you don't want to come back, but for my sake, come back. It's for my respect, come back."
You didn't want to come back to India?
No, I didn't. I told Dad, I said, I give myself a year. If nothing happens, then I'm going back to Austin, Texas. And I had 2 months left, and there's this guy, Papu Verma, he's a fight master. He came and he says, "Okay, I want to do a film with you." I said, "You can't do a film with me because in 2 months I'm going." So he says, "I completed in 2 months."
That's strange.
I said, "Okay." And I did it, and I'm stuck.
Why didn't you want to come back to films
I found that life was much better.
in America?
In America, I mean, I saw the beautiful openness, just raising cattle and on horseback, and here I got stuck in this.
And that's when you fell in love with Richa.
Well, I just felt that it's time to settle down and, you know, have kids, and we got married, and it was really, really nice, you know, to be married or come back home to somebody, and till this whole episode of a brain tumor.
Just after she gave birth to her baby.
Yeah,
Few months.
2 months. I think.
2 months.
I was on this outdoor shoot, and she used to complain about headaches. I just couldn't understand. I said, like, what the hell, you know, and my shooting packed up, and I was at the airport. There was an announcement, if Mr. Sanjay Dutt is anywhere around, please come on the phone. So I went on the phone, and that guy, he was a doctor, and he says, okay, you have to cancel your flight right away and come to the hospital. So I told him, I said, what's happened? But he says, no, I can't tell you over the phone. You please immediately come to the hospital. So I rushed and I caught a cab and I went into the private nursing home. And I saw her lying there in the MRI scan, and he just told me she's got a brain tumor. I said, what kind of a brain tumor? So he says, one of the deadliest ones. I mean, it's malignant. And you have to take her to America right away.
And she was 23.
Yes,
And you were 24?
yes. And then we flew her to America.
And that's where she remained. She remained in America till she died.
Yes, she.
In 1993, you were at the prime of your life and career. Your films were hits. I think Sajan and Sarak, and you were literally #1 when you were arrested. I mean, that would have destroyed most young men. Were you scared of your future then?
Initially, I did get scared, but then I just wanted to come out because I've not done anything and I'm innocent. And
I know what you must have gone through, and yet it was you who was giving strength to your family.
yes,
I'll show you what your father said.
I remember that when his bail was cancelled, he was supposed to be taken away right from the court to the jail.
Yeah.
They were handcuffing him. And for the first time I realized, you know, that whatever I've done in my life, you know, for my country, for the people of my country, it was totally futile, you know. And I said, this is the thing that which I had to see as a father. And you know, there my eyes, you know, I became a little emotional. I wanted to control myself because I thought that it'll affect him. And he could see that my father is going to break down. And he just caught hold of my hand. He says, Dad, this is routine work, you know. Hey, he tells the inspector, come on, you know, put the handcuff around me. He took it so casually. And I generally tell you, I felt very proud of the boy.
You did that to protect him.
I did. Yeah. He got shattered when that happened, and I saw his eyes tearing, and I just couldn't. I just didn't want my father to cry in front of, you know, people who looked up to him, and I had to do it for him, you know. And
Yeah, I can understand. Sanju, you spent your 35th and 36th birthday in a dark, dreadful cell. I just want to know why you didn't break.
I'll tell you one incident which happened with the dad, and that after that day things changed in my life. Every day he used to come and meet me in jail, and he used to tell me that, you know, kal ho jayega, you know, kal ho jayega. And it's not that he didn't try.
Oh.
Yeah. And it went on for 3-4 months, you know, kal ho jayega. And one day he came and he said, bete ho jayega na. So I just broke down and said, Dad, kab ho jayega, you know, when? But and that was the first time he held me by the collar, and he had tears in his eyes, and he told me, he says, Sanju, I can't do anything for you anymore. I just can't do anything for you anymore. I'm sorry, son, I can't. And that was my only hope. And you know, he told me something like that, and he broke down and he went away, and I went to my cell and I cried for about 4-5 hours. But after that, I said that nothing is going to make me break now. I mean, nothing. And
How did you justify your thoughts? Here is an innocent man being punished, being humiliated. How do you justify it?
It doesn't disturb me.
Really?
I have left it in the past. I've forgiven everybody. It's just that time, destiny or whatever you can call it. It's just that moment.
Did you ever lose faith in God?
Never.
How? Why not?
I don't know, but I read a lot of books in jail. I read the Bhagavad Gita.
But didn't you feel that what he's doing is unfair?
In the beginning I did, but then I felt that maybe it's a reason for him to do this. I don't know. Maybe he is protecting me by putting me in jail. Maybe outside I could have been dead,
So you justified it like that?
I tried to, yes.
You kept a diary in jail.
Yeah.
12,000 pages?
Yes.
What did you write about?
I used to write about my thoughts every day, whatever happened in jail, whoever I met, who I used to miss. It was, everything was written in that.
Did you still have it?
I think my sisters have it.
You should publish this.
Yeah, I will one day.
And you used to also write letters to Ria every day.
Yes, I used to keep writing to her. She used to be always there.
That's when the whole romance began. And I often wondered here, you had fallen in love with somebody who you could not even phone, like a normal guy would phone.
Yes.
Because you were behind bars. Very strange situation to be in.
Yeah, it is.
Sanju, all your life, all your personal ordeals and trials have been, put onto headlines. And it's become public knowledge. Does that make it easier or harder to bear?
It's harder to bear, but I am an actor and I think I got to go through this. I have to face it. I'm a public figure. So
Have you changed a lot since then?
I've become more tolerant, more forgiving. I don't keep any malice in my heart.
No, you don't.
No.
There's no bitterness.
I learned a lot when I was in jail. You're just a human being. Ultimately, you're just flesh and blood like any normal person. I used to sit down with the petty robbers and eat food on the floor. So it's not that Sanjay Dutt is in jail and, it's nothing like that. You're just there. Like, it humbles you down a lot.
I was wondering, Sanju, how come your performances have become so powerful? I realized when I saw Zinda and I saw the close-up that the camera sees what the human eye cannot. And it captures the depth of all that you've been through. We may not see it in real life, but it comes through in your close-up, in your eyes, in the camera.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. Not many people know that you are a great music buff. Am I right?
Yeah. I'm into a lot of rock and blues and jazz. And I have my old records and I yet hear the turntable. So it's
You were a bit of a drummer, weren't you?
a little bit here and there. Yes. In school, I used to be in the band and
Your mother bought you a set of drums and you would go dum dum dum
Yeah.
the whole day.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I believe at the end of it you could only play one piece.
yeah, that's true.
I never got further.
I got a tutor and everything, but I just didn't learn. I don't know why.
But air guitaring was good. Texas mein kya hua?
They have this competition called the air guitar competition. They have to mime a song.
And you won the first prize?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
First prize in the whole world.
Yeah, the golden guitar.
Today, Trishla is...
17.
And what does she plan to do with her life?
She wants to do fashion designing.
Okay.
I was so happy to hear that from her. I'll go there and I'll check the university out and put her there. And
Does she ask questions?
she used to when she was growing up, but now she's okay.
Like, why do you stay away and why can't I live with...
Yeah, that she used to ask me all those questions and I used to explain them, but now she knows exactly, that I've got a court case going on and she knows that, if I have this much of a chance, I'll be there with her.
Does she see your films?
Yeah, she watches all my films. Some of them she fires me, why do you do that? What is it, Shadi #1, this latest one. She didn't like that film. But Zinda and these films, she really likes.
If you're like friends.
Yeah, we're like friends.
And love also has played games with you, Sanju. Do you still believe in it?
I do believe in love, actually, but as for me now to settle down in life, I can't do it. I'm 46 and I've lived my life the way I have to, and I can't see myself being married and coming home and
Not again.
not again. I can't. I think I've moved on.
But you still haven't divorced Priya as such.
Actually, there's a procedure in America where she, being an American citizen, she applies for divorce.
Oh.
So the process has been taken care of already.
Oh, okay. If God said, Sanju, you can live your 46 years again, and you can edit it the way you want, what will you delete? What will you save?
I will definitely delete the 13 years in jail, this whole court procedure. I will save my mom, I'll save my dad, I'll save Richa, I will save Ria, and I'll delete the drugs. I have to think about deleting being an actor or going to Austin, Texas. So
That's a dilemma.
I know. But I think I'm happy being an actor. It's good to be loved by so many people.
But would you like to start life all over again?
I think my life has started all over again. I mean, I'm happy in my work, very, very happy. I'm living my life the way I want to. I mean, when Dad put the whole family together and went. I mean, it's so beautiful coming home and just sitting with Anju and the kids and Priya and a new baby, and it's beautiful.
I can imagine. But Sanju, I have to say one thing as an old family friend, that I think you're one of the bravest men that I know. You know why? Because courage isn't only about facing wars or facing death. Courage is about facing life and about the tough times and rising above it. And you've done it again and again. So, in my books, you're a hero.
Thanks.
So hold your head up very high.
Absolutely.
Priya, Sanju, it's just great to have you both here together.
Thank you.
You know, the very first interview that I ever recorded was with Priya and Datsa. That was 9 years ago.
God, very long back.
So there's a 7-year difference between the two of you.
Yes.
How did he treat you?
Always like the kid sister, even till today.
But Namrata was the pal. So you used to pataw her.
Yes.
And I remember when he was in school, he used to keep writing letters, sad letters to her that, I need money and I need this. So please, don't tell mom, but just send me some money.
And she did.
And she used to take all her pocket money and send it to him.
Sanju,
Yeah.
Yeah, she was very naive. She always did that.
you always told me that you thought of him as Bhaiya, the elder brother.
Yeah.
And yet you said on my show that you never hero worshipped him. You always knew you had to take care of him.
Right.
When did that feeling come in you?
I think after mom passed away and we suddenly took on a responsibility. I think the way Bhaiya has been always, we always have that feeling of taking care of him.
Yeah, he does evoke a motherly instinct in anybody.
Yeah, so,
But tell me, Sanju, when did you first realize Priya's quiet strength?
I think when she passed out of college, and I used to see her with Dad a lot, the way she took care of him. And I mean, if Priya wasn't there with Dad, I think he would have been the most lonely human being possible. I mean, she was there for him, whether it's day or night or wherever he was in the world. And I found that she's a very strong girl, and the way she accompanied him for all the Padyatras and what all she did, I mean, it's not for a young girl growing up to do all that. And that's the reason I encouraged her into being a politician. Because I know she's strong, she is strong.
He's been very supportive, especially now with, so many changes happening in my life. Without him, guiding me through it and advising me.
Even though you're the younger sister, have you ever scolded him?
Many times.
Many times.
Many times.
Suppose if I have one too many, then
He's had it.
I've had it.
If he goes out very late in the night driving, then he's had it.
But you listen to her.
Yeah, I listen to her.
Do you do what she says?
No.
Sometimes I do.
Priya, if you could change one trait in Sanju, what would you change?
Only one? He's can't get the word. What do you say?
Gullible? No.
Haan. He's an extremely gullible person.
Abhi
Ekdam. He thinks like he's smart and everything, but he's not. So he's very gullible and anything for a sob story. So I wish he could change and really see what people are.
Still hasn't learned.
No, he hasn't.
Don't change, doesn't matter. That's the purity in you, and I like it this way, stay that way. Priya, I want to ask you one thing. You know, you have always put aside your own traumas and taken care of your brother, taken care of your father, seen the family through one crisis after another. Has anyone ever asked you what you have been through?
You know, I'm a very resilient person. I just bounce back. I think that's
All of us are the
all of us are the
same
same. He's gone through hell in his own way, and you know, a lot of people used to tell me, "Oh, you're such a wonderful daughter." When my dad was ill, and you know, you're taking such good care of him. But I never thought any other way. So I used to keep wondering, why are people, you know, praising me such a lot because I'm taking care of my father? That's something I would do anyways.
But you went through your own traumas. At the age of 14, you lost your mom when you needed her most.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing for a girl to get used to. Have you ever opened your heart to anyone?
I think I used to talk to dad, and he gave me a lot of strength. Even when mom passed away, when I look back at my life from 14 years to now, I feel he kind of filled that void so beautifully of
he
a
did.
mom and a dad.
He did.
That he never gave us a chance to really feel that, you know, we were motherless and we missed her in certain times in our lives. He just was always there.
But Sanjay, you know, I know that you're always a little shy of opening up and expressing your feelings. Did you ever have a chance of telling that sub how much he means to you?
I used to tell him all, he had the problem, Dad. I used to always tell him, Dad, I love you and I miss you, Dad, and I, you know, you're everything. But he used to be behind my back, like what you showed me.
Yeah.
You know, I used to
Praising
hear,
him
yeah,
behind his back.
And to your face?
Never. I mean, there was a time I used to tell him, Dad, at least say you love me. You know, but then towards the end, he started doing that.
Towards the
The
end.
last 2 years, you know.
Yeah. I used to hear from other people, oh, how much he talks about you, and you know, he said this about you. But never on the face. Never to us directly. He used to talk to other people about Sanjay, about his brilliant work in this film and brilliant work in that film. When he used to sit with him, he used to be, acha, I think thoda improve hona chahiye tumko.
The night before he died, you'd spent many hours with him.
No, Priya and Owen had dinner with him. I spoke to him on the phone. And I told him, I said, I've got some wine for you from South Africa, so I'll come and give it. So he says, no, come and give it to me tomorrow in the morning. I'm just tired.
I think he was
Yeah.
ready to sleep and he called Bhaiya. And that was the last conversation he had.
Yeah.
It was too shocking actually. I think, you know, he was not ill, he was not ailing or anything. It was just I meet him in the night and next morning he's gone. We lost our bearings for a while there.
I can imagine that.
Even till today, I think it hasn't really settled
Sunk
in that
yeah.
he's not there, because we were used to him not being in the house all the time. But it's just once in a while, it hits you that, my God, he's not here and he's never going to be here.
Yeah.
Because for us, there was no worry when Dad was alive.
Yeah,
Dad is there.
Literally.
Dad is there.
Such a rock he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, there was a time for about 4 hours. I don't remember those 4 hours. When I saw him lying there, for 4 hours, I don't have any memory left. And just to accept that he's not there, I mean, I couldn't go and lift his bones up from the the son is supposed to be doing it, is to collect the bones. I just couldn't see my father like that. And even when we immersed him in the Ganges, I just, I don't know, it was very difficult. I just wanted to see Dad the way Dad was. I mean, I just didn't want to see him in bones and ashes, I think now it started sinking in that, he has left the whole responsibility of the family to me. And it's high time I start working like him.
So in that sense, that sub is still here with us,
Absolutely,
isn't he?
yeah.
Well, I knew your parents so well, and I saw such great qualities in them. And for me, it's a very proud moment to have you both sitting in front of me, because I see the same qualities in the children. So for me, both of them live on, and I'm very happy about that.
I know, ma'am, how much you loved dad and mom and the kind of moments you all shared. And
But Sanju, thank you so much
thank you so much, ma'am.
for coming on my show and for opening your heart out to me.
It's my honor.
It's been
Thank you so
beautiful.
much.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
my darling.
Thanks.